Opening our list at 10th is Phobies. An unlikely combination of trading card collecting and pocket monsters, Phobies lets you face off against other players using your curated cards. These creatures are manifestations of our fears, so it's interesting to see their different styles in art form. There are over 100 cards available so far, with more coming out soon. Getting the best cards might involve spending some cash, but the game is entirely playable without it. You're gonna have to grind for it though. 9th in the rankings is Mythic Legends. Speaking of cards, Hyperdot Studios makes their own version of an auto-battler with a mix of deck building. Much like anything within the genre, grinding is encouraged. Microtransactions are rampant, and getting the best decks to play won't be easy. However, Mythic Legends does a great job at keeping you in line so you can play all the time, with no limits to your conquest at the leaderboards or your solo runs. Coming in at 8th is Hot Lap League. Another racer has entered the mobile sphere. If you're a sucker for beating your own record across multiple racetracks, Hot Lap League is for you. It's not the most unique, and it's certainly not as ambitious, but it gives players the chance to ride through carefully designed racetracks at breakneck speeds. What's not to love about more racing levels? It has plenty of customization options to fine-tune your bad boy, and it even lets you flex those drifting skills and climb through the leaderboards. Our 7th entry is Flash Party. If you can't afford a Switch or any gaming console right now, Flash Party is the closest thing you'd get to a Super Smash Bros. Fighting game. Its fast-paced player versus player combat is something very familiar if you've tried Nintendo's popular fighter. What sets Flash Party apart from these other titles is its unique selection of heroes. It's not a crossover between different worlds, nor does it come from an existing IP. These are original characters, each with their own quirks and movesets. 6th place is Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. The next Yu-Gi-Oh! Game on iOS, Master Duel is a fairly straightforward game with more production value compared to its previous title, Duel Links. It's still a card game, and although it could get intimidating with the numbers all over your screen, it's simple to understand. Mastering it, however, takes time. It's a free game, and that makes the gacha mechanics more aggressive, so be mindful of the microtransactions. Or you can always ignore it. Over at 5th place is T3 Arena, a hero shooter built specifically for iOS. Seeing the gameplay for the first time might give you flashbacks to Blizzard's Overwatch. This 3 vs 3 FPS lets you play as unique heroes with powerful abilities and pits you against other players from all around the globe. Shield teammates, heal, and dish out major damage. Sound familiar? Well, yeah, that's how hero shooters work. 4th is Apex Legends Mobile. Hero shooters, yes. What about Battle Royale with hero shooter mechanics? That's Apex Legends. Respawn's live service baby is still alive and kicking, and it just recently made its way to iOS devices. The mobile version is pretty much the same thing as the original, but with toned-down visuals and tweaked control schemes for your smaller screens. 3rd place is Poinpy, another entry from Netflix's library of mobile games. From the creators of Duel is a new approach to casual platforming. Instead of going down, you go up. Collect berries and fruits as you run away from the blue monster underneath. It's not as difficult as Duel. That's because the game was made to be enjoyed by anyone, including those who play it on the Netflix app. Placing second is Streets of Rage 4. It took the crown for our best Android game in the first half of 2022, but it looks like Dotemu's Streets of Rage is at 2nd place on our iOS list. It's the much-awaited return of the classic side-scrolling brawler, adding in a new flavor of modern gameplay to its old-gen roots. It runs smoothly on compatible devices, offering seamless frame rates when dealing with enemies or playing with a friend via 2-player co-op. Dotemu does the job well with its performance despite running on a smaller platform. And the soundtrack is still a banger. And taking 1st place is Knotwords. Wordle fans might find this interesting. This is Noodle Cake's latest vocabulary puzzle game. It doesn't just challenge your dictionary skills, but your logic as well. Solve a variety of grid-based anagrams and complete them with the appropriate words. It takes a lot of trial and error, but once you get the hang of it, you'll be learning new words in no time. It's free, so there's no pressure. All it takes is brain power and a bit of luck.